is God.
Yeah.
And not Allah or Buddha or anybody else.
Rama,
Come to that
Rama
name.
is...
No, Lord Rama, God knows what Lord Rama is. Probably a monkey or something.
God knows, yeah, that's a good one.
God knows. Yeah, well, God does know at the end of the day.
Yes, he does.
And the only way to find out is when you die.
Yes.
I suppose you're going to get your body frozen in...
No, I will meet my maker.
You're ready to meet your maker?
I am ready to meet my maker.
I have a sword.
Have you?
Yeah. Do you want your head chopped off?
Well, he may not be too pleased about you doing things like that.
Well, that's true, yeah. But you are an infidel in certain eyes.
In certain eyes, that may be so.
Even in Christian eyes, you might
And
be
not
classed
in
as
Christian eyes, no, I am
You have very right-wing views.
Christian.
You're not very compassionate. You
No,
don't believe
I
in
am
the
very
welfare state.
compassionate.
He is a Christian, and he's quite compassionate. Aren't you a Christian?
I'm not Christian.
Oh, right. Who are you then? For
I'm
Christ's
just
sake.
myself.
Yeah? Oh, okay. Church of England? No?
Well, I was in the Church of England, yeah. I was where I was christened in the church as a Church of England.
Are you circumcised?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, I've got a bell.
Have you?
Yeah, I've got a bell.
Oh.
Clang it now and again.
But why did they used to circumcise pricks?
I don't know.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's why I've been a prick all my life.
But why do they circumcise, like in Jewish and Islam? Should that be allowed?
I think
No,
it's...
probably not, because it is a non-Christian act.
And what about female
It's,
circumcision?
you know, chopping off bits of one's...
genitalia.
Yes, that's the word.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if these Muslims are basically savages, want to inflict pain and suffering on male and females alike. And that is their way. They are mistaken in the things they do.
Right, okay. So as far as our
Back you go home.
as far as our ancestry is, that's racist, that is.
Yes, well, we want a pure country.
You're related to Pakis. Just remember that.
I
I
don't
think you'll find
don't think any of
Fair
my
common
relatives
ancestry.
are Pakistanis.
Yes.
No,
share a
no,
common
I know,
ancestry.
I
So
have
does
my-
he. He's obviously from Viking breed.
We can
but
trace our way back to France, but not to Pakistan.
it's not far.
Quite a way.
Yeah.
Southern Indians.
You're not very well educated, are you? Did you go to school? Under his plan, of course, your parents would have had to pay for education.
They would have done.
Yeah. But what about if they had no money? How are you going to create a better society when you charge people for education?
Because people will work for a living and they will save their money instead of frittering it away. They will treasure education as a means of bettering themselves.
I think we're stuck in the mess we're in, really. We can't really get out of it.
Well, we may be stuck in a mess, but we do have the means of getting out of
What
it.
about bringing back capital punishment?
Oh,
Hanging?
very good idea. Excellent idea.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
bring
kill
back...
them all.
Hang
Kill them
more,
all?
hang
Kill them
more
all.
people. Hang them.
And
flog
what about
them.
Miss Gibbons?
Yes.
She would have got
Miss
40
Gibbons.
lashes.
Yes.
You wouldn't mind giving her 40 lashes, would you? Huh?
I wouldn't. Yeah, probably deserves it, apart from obviously being victimised by Muslims.
Well, yeah, she was a bit victimised, but I mean, end of the day, capital...
But what can you expect from those that follow a false religion? They will do anything. They have no compassion.
They have got the fastest growing religion.
Maybe
in the
fastest
world.
growing doesn't make it the right one.
They still have the same God as you.
No.
They do.
No, I think we've been through this. God, if God wanted us to follow the same thing, He would have given us the same rules to follow.
It's a linguistic thing, isn't it?
No, I think drinking alcohol is a...
Well, I'm not supposed to drink alcohol, but I do.
Oh, are you? Why aren't you allowed to drink alcohol?
It's an intoxicant,
And?
and it blurs your senses.
Yes, and that's against whatever religion it is that they follow in wherever it is you came from.
I came from a very advanced civilization.
Oh, really?
In India.
In India.
Yeah.
Well, I'm quite at a loss to think where this could be.
I think you'll find before the Europeans went ahead in the Middle Ages, it was India and China that made a lot of the advancements in science and in the arts. And
Come now, who's ever heard of an Indian scientist? Or a Chinese one?
The rocket was invented in China.
How many Indians have won the Nobel Prize for Science? How many Indians or Chinese have won the Nobel Prize for Science? How many Japanese? Well, I think a few have actually, but the Japanese may be a little bit of an exception.
See, they're from the East, the Japanese.
Yes, they're even more inscrutable than the rest of them.
They've done well since the war.
They have.
Mm.
There must be a bit of European in them, I suspect.
You think so?
Yeah.
So basically, European bypassed India and went straight to Japan.
It looks like it. It does seem that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many,
master
far too many Indians for a few Europeans to make any significant difference.
Mm. Okay. So, in your ideal world, we're abolishing everything, aren't we, really? And we want to bring back capital punishment.
Not
You want to bring back
abolishing
capital
everything.
punishment, did you say?
Yeah, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, just for
Yeah.
the hell of it. I think perhaps
We need to teach criminals a lesson. We are far too
there is a way of
lenient.
doing it. Bring back.
I used to live near the young man, Pierpoint.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
he used to live in my street. He had a pub in my street as well.
I thought he came from Jersey or something.
He probably did, but he lived in Lancashire in a place called Muchhool.
Oh, he knows about his
That's
history.
right.
Is it?
Albert Pierpoint, yeah.
Wherever he was. Okay, so we're bringing back capital punishment, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And corporal punishment.
Yeah,
that goes in the.
Corporal punishment bring back discipline in schools as well.
That's it. I mean, there's no discipline, is there? There's no fear of anything. But if they thought they was going to get killed by hanging or whatever means, they'd have a bit more fear and they'd be less wary of doing these stupid things what these kids are doing nowadays, getting away with.
Yes, we
murder.
shouldn't be lenient. We're far too lenient with criminals.
Far
We should
too lenient. Get rid of them. Kill
make them all spend at least 10 years in prison for whatever crime they commit.
And what about the human rights aspect?
What about human rights? If you commit a crime, you expect to be punished. Or you don't nowadays, of course, but you should expect to be punished.
Well, yeah, it is a bit of a hotel now, being in prison. They should bring back chain gangs. I do agree with that, but I don't believe in hanging someone because you could hang the wrong person.
Well, unfortunately, errors will be made. It does happen. No system is perfect, but we can't let so many get away with so many crimes. We just have to risk hanging the odd innocent person.
Okay, so you've had.
It doesn't matter if we hang lots of black people anyway.
Yeah, but more will be born. More will be born.
Yeah, we can't
They
hang
will.
them fast enough. Not like in the United States.
Yeah, well, you know, it's all about poverty. Once they get educated, they will take over.
Yes, if we make them pay for the schools, they'll appreciate their education instead of going there and playing around and selling drugs to each other, beating up the teachers.
That's the way of the world, isn't it? What can we do?
Well, obvious. Make them abolish the welfare state, make people pay for things so they appreciate them. Make them work.
There's a lot of lazy white people about as well.
Well, they'll suffer just the same.
Yeah?
We need to give them a
Yeah.
few incentives.
Quite agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give them all, give the lower social orders an incentive to work.
Mm. Every street has one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Every street has one.
Is that a road going through the middle of it?
No. And it's not. And before you say it, it's not an immigrant.
No, every street has more than one immigrant, I'm sure.
Yes, well, apparently every street has someone, at least one person, man or woman, who is a criminal, either a criminal, or someone who's of a paedophilic extraction, or an abuser, or someone who does something blatantly involved with drugs and crime. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel quite sad, really. It's a
Every street has one.
tragic demise of Britain,
Yeah,
or
some-
England in particular.
I can quite see that, yeah, I can quite see it. It don't bother me, but I can quite see it. You have to get on with it, and if you find them, kill them.
Kill him, yeah?
Yes.
Kill them.
We should be armed with guns,
We should be.
like the Americans.
No, I think we should have a band of vigilantes
Yeah,
Going around-
vigilantes.
checking on people.
Yeah, in your case, they'll all be white, going after black people.
Possibly. That
Possibly.
may arrive.
Yeah, there's a black man in the street, get rid of him.
Hitler had many good ideas, you know. It's a group of brown shirts going around checking people who are going about their lawful business. Make sure there weren't any